can't even see the POCs.
Oh no.
That's fine. No one wants to see the POCs.
It looks like it's,
Bunch of fucking
Strongly disagree there.
it
Bunch
looks
of
like
cocks.
it's tilted.
Tilted.
Fucking Instagram.
Okay. Crap. And I go get one thing.
law for display toys like that it has to be able to stand on its own, or the company has to sell it for 10% less than the normal products?
Just because
Just because it won't stand on
the
it.
lifetime outrage you'll have just by taking it
It's
back.
like you either give them a stand,
Yeah.
Or you give them 10% off their shit, motherfuckers. Wait, let me make sure I hit record on the actual. Okay. Alright. I'm just so paranoid.
Dude, yeah, just,
let me go check again. Just kidding.
Uno mas.
Fuck.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see how you guys, what you guys have.
I didn't think enough about, I didn't have enough time to think about this stuff.
Dude, I've been
And then-
thinking about this for weeks, and I still can't, like, I feel like any day I do this, or I were to do this anyways, my fucking answers will be different every time, probably.
Yeah.
I've never thought about this, and I got it done like in 2 minutes.
Yeah?
Oh, shit,
Sorry.
son.
I suggest we start with the break side.
Agreed.
What's the fourth one that I chose? What was the tall one? Oh, yeah, we should do that. The Mountain Red second.
Okay.
And finish. We'll finish with the tap out.
Jared.
Jared, would you mind talking real quick?
Hello.
No, like into your mic.
Into my mic? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. What? What? Pop. Penis. Penises and wieners. Butts and titties. Testicles and taints.
Keep talking, Jerry.
Keep talking, Jerry. Good people, good beer. Bitter Creek Ale House. Boise Brewing. Boise Brewing. Boise Fermentation.
Okay, be loud for a second.
Loose Screw Beer Co. Idaho, USA.
Okay, one more time, be loud.
Cheers to the crazy ones.
Okay, yeah, you're dialed in.
Alright, cool.
Paula, can you talk again real quick?
Yeah, this is how I will talk, I suppose. I can't go higher than this. It's physically impossible.
I can go high. I can do that.
Can you go again?
This is me going again. This is me talking to you as I would if we were in bed.
Oh.
This is my pillow talk. It's pretty much the same type of talk I talk to,
Okay.
to everyone else.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Stop judging me.
And I think that means yeah.
That was silly. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got Vic and PK monitor or levels up where they should be, but yeah, Jerry and Will's, we were peaking like really bad. So I fixed it.
Sometimes I sit too close to the microphone too. It's because I fucking hate this chair. It like doesn't sit. It won't lock. I don't want to bring the other chair in here because it's too big and I don't want to swap them back and forth. So, I don't know.
It sounds like you're being a little lazy to me.
Well, no. Kind of, yeah, a little bit. But the other one is like for this room it's too big.
It is too big. You're
It's too big,
absolutely correct.
So, yeah. Alright.
We got the angle set.
Yeah.
You triple checked it.
Yes.
Am I making you guess yourself again?
We're fine. I'm watching on YouTube.
Oh god, cool.
We're good? Alright.
Did you watch Dave Grohl on Hot Ones?
Goddamn right, I fucking did.
Dude, I legit, like, cause I don't know how I don't know he was going on there. Because I follow Sean Evans, Hot Ones, Foo Fighters, and Dave Grohl on everything.
Mhm.
Everything.
And it just didn't show up.
And it's for some reason I didn't fucking pick it. And I had Thursday off, and, I just like, going around, turn the TV on, pop
Okay.
on YouTube, and it's the first thing that pops up, and I legitimately were like, what?
Dude, no,
Except it was high pitched. It was a squeak. It wasn't a gasp. I
Yeah.
can't even do it again. It like has to be legit excitement. And afterwards I was like, did that just come out of me?
You lied about how loud you were going to be.
Oh,
I had to turn you down again.
yeah. And I actually start talking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny actually.
Just what's happening?
Dude.
Yes, I laughed. I laughed at myself though. I was
Okay.
like, wow.
It actually also could be like how close
Yeah.
we really are to the microphones, like because we should be aimed at them, but we should right up to it. Is
No, I keep catching myself getting too close to it. But
No, that was super surprising. I didn't put it together either. Like, I was like, of course Dave Grohl's gonna be on this show, man. I'm like, I can't fucking believe that. And so, yeah, I got home, it was like 4 or 5 on Thursday. I was like,
Want to do a shot? Let's do another shot.
Watch it. Dude, they did like 7 or 8 shots, dude.
Drunk Sean
Dude,
was.
Sean
and he's
was
like, you're not going to get all
drunk.
emotional on me. I'm fine.
I like. I just fucking,
I
Dave,
just
you're the
can't.
best, man.
Oh, I loved it.
Sean was such a good, he's a good drunk too. I was like, man, I'd go drinking with him. He's
Fuck
pretty
yeah.
fun.
But I was saying though, if any, like, because they started with what, 2 cocktails and then slammed 7 shots in what, 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, while eating fucking hot wings, dude.
Ooh, and I wonder what time they recorded it, because normally they record it like super early in the morning.
Yeah, he said he's like, well, now he's got to go to his practice.
Now he's
I was
gotta
like-
go
I was
practice.
Assuming it was like the mid afternoon,
That's
man.
funny. Let me make sure I'm on silent.
I was like, well, all right. That'd have been a rad show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking big.
All right, well.
Doesn't he have a movie coming out like tonight?
Yeah, I don't know if it's tonight, but Studio 6.
That's the production. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's a horror movie.
Yeah, looks funny.
It's comedy horror.
Comedy
yeah.
horror, yeah.
Yeah, who is it that was on the Facebook group that was saying that she was gonna go to that? Was it
Brendan.
Sarah?
It's actually Brendan.
Ashley, yeah.
Sarah? Ashley? Which white girl name?
Paula?
Not for a long time. Most of those are dead.
What was the era of Paula?
I don't think any woman has been named Paula. Like, you're gonna reclaim Paula as a man's name. Not that names are gender
I'm
specific.
turning you down. You're so loud.
But I'm pretty sure, I mean, we might need to check, but no one's been named Paula since 1932. The last one died.
I thought it was more.
2018.
I thought it was more of an '80s name. To be honest with you, but I can see that.
Well, because Paula Abdul, I suppose she's the last great
Paula.
female Paula.
Agreed.
Paula Paula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
She still looks good.
She's
Man,
great.
almost
She kills
60
it.
or whatever.
Fucking kick
Saw
ass.
whatever weird old people vitamin commercial though of her still dancing. I'm just like, girl can still get it, man.
Yeah, using that fish oil or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Being
All
rich.
them Omega stuff.
Yeah.
Paula Abdul dancing at her worst is probably better than 98% of the population at their best, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That woman could get at it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I kind of went down a. Somebody said something about her, and I kind of forgot because the only song I remember is that Silly Stairs one. That Family Guy ruined for me because I just think of Peter being like, and I dressed like a cat. And it was never really my thing, but just kind of rewatching some of her, like, just getting after it. I'm just like, damn, girl.
She gets after
Did
it.
not realize, like, you were the best dancer of the generation. Say maybe like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Like, yeah, technically skilled. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally her.
anyways, mine's right. It's fucking.
Fucking been waiting on Will this entire time.
Jesus.
I'm so sorry.
Get it
Alright,
together,
we
Heather.
get your shit together. I know. Alright, I'm ready whenever. Thanks. Ready whenever you are. You want me to count down? Okay. 3, 2.
Welcome to another episode of Brewnomics, the podcast about craft beer, pop culture, and good buddies. I'm Jerry.
I'm William.
I'm Nick.
I'm Paula.
I'm sorry, I like suddenly got out of breath when I started that intro. I was like, oh no, what am I saying?
It's time to work out again.
Oh, dude.
I know.
Well,
I'm
past
right there
that
with you.
time has passed. We missed you guys. I know it's been a while, but stuff keeps popping up. We're cool and popular guys, and people want our time. Now I don't know what to tell you. And we're not recording on our normal Saturday, so we got together on a Friday night, just for our loyal 6 listeners.
We see you guys. You should really take a shower, Jim.
Oh, yeah, your hair's getting a little matted, but but this is an interesting one, and if there's one we get feedback from, I hope it's this. This week we are going to be talking about people we'd like to drink with. So essentially, we each came up with a list of 3 men and 3 women, dead or alive, that we'd like to share a beer with. No caveat, so you don't be like, I'd like to drink a beer with Jesus, for example, even though Jesus doesn't count in this scenario. So you can't pick him. But Jesus didn't speak English. There's also no proof that Jesus existed technically. I think he did, but there's no like hard proof that he did. So kind of is there some, but you know, no burial ground because he, you know,
Because he ascended.
sure. But for example, if that were your pick, which would be a fun pick, right? I think that'd be people's #1 pick. You don't know how to speak Aramaic. In this case, you can. You know, so there's no language barriers or anything like that. They have to tell you whatever you ask. You may not be able to share that information with other people. You know, but so if you picked like, you know, president, you can be, even you found state secrets you couldn't share, even though you would know. Sort of thing. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Sure does.
You okay there, Jerry?
Hopefully we're on board there. Time get a little wordy. It's hard to explain.
I was
Again-
capturing so many words from you, dude. They're on my pocket now, but I don't want to take them out. I just want to keep them
All over the fucking table.
absorb the knowledge by osmosis.
So tell us what you guys think. Again, 3 men, 3 women, dead or alive. Doesn't matter who you want to drink with and why. We'll get to ours in a bit. But first, the beer.
Yeah.
Breakside Brewing out of Portland, Oregon is starting us off with their True Gold Refreshing Golden Ale. Coming in at 5.1%. After all that talking, I need to be refreshed. I need to go get my shit together. Ooh, what's it, anybody want to read the Untapped? Cam doesn't say anything, but Untapped's got a nice little description.
Yeah, I'll give this. So 5.1 ABV, 18 IBUs, whatever that means. And it says, True Gold uses a balanced addition of Galaxy and Mosaic hops with a light malt background that results in a lighter ale that's easy on the palate. And the new beer is a bit more sessionable at 5.1 ABV and 18 IBUs. This is the kind of beer you want at the end of a hike, after a day of skiing, or while relaxing with a friend after work. Pretty self-explanatory, but, you know.
I mean, those are times when you would like to be refreshed,
Yeah.
I suppose. And maybe not shithouse tanked, so 5.1% is good for that.
Typically.
Typically. You don't want to be drunk off your first beer. It's more the night to live. It tastes like a golden ale, man. It's good.
Tastes a little fruitier than a golden
It's a little fruitier and it's, yeah, a little fruitier, more like a citrus fruit, stone fruit almost. I think a stone fruit is maybe what I'm getting. But it's also thick, viscous, fluffy. Maybe fluffy, not thick.
Yeah, fluffy with a kind of an effervescent, cleanly, brushy mouthfeel.
Yep, it's floofy. Floofy. Floofy.
Gotcha.
Not fluffy.
In between aloof and fluffy, is that what we're calling it? I don't know.
Sure. Adorable combination. It's good. It's fine. I don't think there's a whole lot popping out to me.
No, pretty basic, yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's a good push on the swallow. I'm not trying to be sexual. I'm just describing how I like it. I'm not trying to be sexual.
Sure.
Sometimes. Most of the time. Usually I'm trying to be sexual.
Not this time. This is the one time.
Golden ales are great. They are sessionable. This is getting older. I like to have this as more of a daily beer. And then I have like a higher ABV.
Or an IPA that's
Special
fucking,
night.
yeah, sits real heavy
Friday
on you.
night.
Sure.
So this is definitely up my alley. I like it. I like Breakside. I like their cans. And I think this is something that I think a lot of people would like.
Absolutely.
If we're waiting, I don't know. Will, do you want to say something or can I rate this?
No, you can please go right ahead. Rate
I'm
this.
gonna give this a 3.5. Good everyday beer.
Sorry, that's all twitchy, my bad. I'm gonna go with a 3.75. I like this a lot. This is a really good sessional beer. I could drink this every day. Yeah, a lot of good notes to it. Real well balanced. So 3.75.
I've been trying to branch out a little bit myself, just with the different types of beer, I've been drinking and, expand the palate, make it a little bit deeper. And dang, if I have to say, this is a really good beer. I really like how much honey flavor there is on it. I'm gonna give this a 4. Because I think it's a perfect example of a golden ale.
Wow. Okay. Unlike you guys, I've actually been trying to drink substantially less beer. like kind of the goal is probably not to drink beer unless it's on this show. Makes it more exciting. Just so fat.
What's wrong with you?
So fat. But it's good. This is, I don't think there's necessarily a whole lot special with it. However, there's absolutely zero wrong with it. Like, I think anybody that enjoys any kind of beer could enjoy this beer.
It's a good standard.
Absolutely. Like, did you say it's an everyman's beer, Paula?
Everyday, everyman, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that. But it's still a gold now. It's 5.1%. Depending on the price, makes me to think on how much do you know how much did you pay for this?
I paid $2.15 a can.
Oh, super well priced, $3.75. Yeah,
Okay.
that works for me. If it were, more than that, because Golden Ale shouldn't cost a lot.
No.
They're easy to make, they're cheap to make. You should never have to pay a lot for a Golden Ale. So that's a really good price. Yeah, and definitely a good drink.
Yeah, I would expect to find this at like $9 at the grocery store if I saw it there.
Sure.
Cool. Nothing more.
Is it the typical type of beer that people get from like beer making kits? What's that beer?
Well, it depends because they have. I mean, you can get a beer making kit now for pretty much any type of beer. I mean, they have clones out there, or they'll have batch beers where it's like an American lager, which is meant to be like your Sam Adams. They've got your Soufflé. So there are a lot of them out there, but this is probably one that would be pretty common because again, it's a simple beer to make. So it's a good start if you want to learn how to brew. I think this would be a hell of a type of beer to start with.
Yeah.
Although I've also heard if you want to start brewing, you should start with dark beers, not lighter beers.
Yes.
Like
100%.
stouts and porters, because you can hide their poor qualities. Maybe something you fucked up more, you fucked up on an ingredient measure. Darker beers hide them better than light beers.
Huh.
Not exactly sure why, but almost every brewer I've talked to
Mhm.
recommends to start with darker beers.
Yeah, the first beer I ever brewed was I want to say it was like an Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Kind of like a winter warmer
Mhm.
Oktoberfest type of thing.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah,
but-
and that's my understanding. You can just hide the beer's flaws with it better.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
Cool.
Cool. Good beer. Good start. Very good start in beer. Very good start in beer. Let's move on. All right. So there is.
Okay.
You went from deep thought.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. It's been
Yeah.
such a long day for me.
Yeah, it really is quite a difference recording on Fridays as opposed to recording on Saturdays. Because Saturdays we're all like, all right, we've slept in, we haven't really done much that day.
Yeah.
Today it's like, it's the end of the week and I want to die.
And Fridays are my busiest work day too, and today was no exception. So my brain's just like, oh wait, what?
Yeah.
As I'm sure you guys have heard. So if you're still listening to this at this point, thank you. It can only go up from here.
We hope so.
So no particular order. If you want to start with all your men or all your ladies, or go back and forth, whatever. Just talk about whoever you guys want to talk about. Anybody got anything they're particularly yanking at the bits for, or anything to say before we start? You just want to talk about the weather?
It's cold today.
This is such an awesome show. I
Uh,
love it so much. So much.
So it was 3 dudes and 3 ladies, right? That was the segment.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Because I couldn't pick just 3. Like, it's really personally, and even this is really hard to set it down with.
Well, you've been thinking about this for like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about this for all of like 2 hours.
Yeah, so I guess before we start, there's a podcast I listen to where that's a common question he asks his guests, or 3 people they could have dinner with, and you get some really intriguing answers. And so yeah, I kind of changed it instead of dinner, beer, because well, we're a beer show, not a dinner show. And added more because I want more. We gotta fill an hour. So
Okay.
I'm done talking. Somebody else can.
I'll go first.
Oh my goodness.
I thought about this right after work, so like an hour ago,
Okay.
and immediately I thought of just voice actors. I'm gonna do my dudes. They're all from the Justice League or the Batman series.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Conroy,
Yeah.
Phil Lamar,
Nice.
and Mark Hamill.
That's awesome.
The
dude.
Joker, Batman, and Green Lantern.
And so much more.
And
too,
so much
though.
more.
So much more. Oh my! I would pee laughing from that table, I bet.
He's
Because Mark
so
Hamill's
fun.
deceptively funny. Phil Lamar is a fucking comedic genius. He gets a lot of respect for his voice work, which he's earned. But you have to remember, that guy got his start on what, Mad TV? And he was fucking great at it. Phil Lamar's on. That's a fun. Okay. Why?
Oh, well, I love cartoons, and I grew up with these guys, and also I grew up with like everything they've ever made. They created pop culture,
Yeah.
so it's like it's hard not to like name something that they haven't been a part of. And it seemed really easy. It was and also they were the first three I thought of.
That's fair.
No.
That's fair. I bet if we had this conversation in a week, the answers would be different.
Probably. It'd be
You know,
like
or
Tony
in a month
Jaa,
or a year, you know, if we had it, even
And
possibly.
Dolph Lundgren.
See, it's already changing. Did you guys see that new Old Spice commercial with Dolph Lundgren where they de-aged him?
Yeah.
It's haunting.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
It is
crazy.
so bad.
He looks so thin in that too.
Yeah, well, it's clearly not his body.
Yeah.
It's just they used his face from like Masters of the Universe.
Well, even when he was in Master of the Universe, he was thicker than that.
Yeah, no, when he was born, he was thicker than that.
Yeah.
Like it's such an unsettling commercial.
I think it played during the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
right? So maybe you've seen it.
So it's so interesting to me though that you say Mark Hamill because you're not a Star Wars guy.
I'm not, but he's the Joker. He's also the trickster.
Absolutely, and if you were to ask 99% of the fan base why they pick Mark Hamill, it would be Star Wars. And you're one of the few that you're like, I don't want to fucking talk about Star Wars. I don't give a shit. Luke, get Luke the fuck out, okay? Give me your trickster or whatever, your
Exactly.
Joker, like cackle for me,
working
bitch.
with Grant Gustin? Is he really a nice guy?
I've heard so.
I've also heard he was a dick.
Really?
Something like that, yeah.
Probably just depends on what mood you catch him in.
It's like any celebrity,
Dude,
right?
that's what I think. Like, so many people are like, this celebrity was a dick. Well, you know, he was just eating dinner with his family. I just kept bugging him for a picture. And he told me to fuck
Selfie.
off.
Yeah, it was like, you should have fucked
So,
off.
who was the dick? I think maybe it was you. He just, like, I just walked up next to him and peed in the urinal and asked him for a picture. And he was like, can you wait till I put my dick away, you fucking asshole? That's usually, a lot of time, I know, you know there's celebrities out there that are dicks, but I just don't believe people's stories. It's like, yeah, I met him and he was an asshole. I'm like, okay.
Cam, what were you doing?
Exactly.
What was the context? I'm curious to me.
But yeah, those are my first three that I thought of immediately.
Do you have any questions you would ask him that you can think of? Or are you just gonna shoot the shit with him
What
and
would
see what
be
comes?
their favorite role?
Okay.
Also, their mindset and their favorite, like, and my favorite characters they did. So, well, Phil obviously would be, you know, John Stewart. I want to know how he thought about the Green Lantern Corps. Because I'm that person, you know, for the Green Lantern.
If he really delved into it, or if he just read the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's why I love Mark Hamill, because he delved into it. He is a nerd's nerd. He was a nerd before he started acting. Like, he was the guy going to comic book stores trying to get shit. He would be fun to chat with, nerd out on.
They all seem nerdy.
Sure.
And it's been great, you know. I mean, Conroy was in the he was Batman in the CW. So that was
Oh, that's
neat.
He
right!
got to actually be Batman.
Live action Batman, that's
Mhm.
right. That's so cool.
I was super
But he did a
happy
really
for him.
good job in that episode too.
He did.
Well, yeah. I imagine so. I mean, the guy's got a little Batman experience.
So it's just
He
a
may not
little
have
bit.
actually done the punches and kicks, but maybe he did. I didn't see him in the booth.
Yeah, my three favorite Batman is Conroy, Affleck, and then Will Arnett.
Yes! I just rewatched Lego Batman. I watched that movie so much.
That's a
I'm
great
not
one.
gonna lie. I fucking love Lego Batman.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's great.
My
Cool.
niece used to watch Lego Batman every single day. I'm dead serious. So
That's a lot.
it fell off for me because my kids like got tired of it. It's coming back this weekend. Oh, yeah.
Ask me who my favorite Green Lantern is.
Who's your favorite Green Lantern?
Jonah Hill.
That's right. He was
Oh
the
my
super annoying
gosh.
green. I fucking forgot.
So funny.
And who was Superman in those? Wasn't it just like Jerry O'Connell?
No, it was Channing Tatum.
It was Channing Tatum was
Yeah.
Superman. That's amazing. No, Jerry O'Connell, does he voice him in some live
Yeah,
or some
in
other
the,
animated
in the
stuff?
newer DC.
That's why I'm
animated
thinking it,
version,
okay.
It's Jerry O'Connell.
I just listened to a podcast today where Jerry O'Connell was being interviewed.
It's great.
It's fucking great.
Jerry's awesome.
He's fucking great. He does the Jerry name proud.
He does.
I think.
I would agree.
like that. There are a lot of Jerrys out there that don't.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Got some work to do. I'm like, I know I'm white and I have a beard. My name's Jerry. Easy now. Easy now. I do not have a Let's Go Brandon flag. I do not.
Oh,
Who's next?
I'll go next.
Cool. Was it Dave Matthews?
It
Dave Matthews
was.
and
It
Dave
was.
Matthews.
It was not all three.
I'd like to have dinner with Dave, Matthews, and the band.
If those are my choices, I would actually rather have with the band. The band is just undoubtedly cool. But no, seriously, if I was to have a beer with just Dave, like I have legitimate questions that I have for him. Like, what the hell happened at like before these Crowded Streets sessions? Like, what happened with the Lillywhite sessions? Like, just how is he doing? Like, what's it like being a father of the kids that are his age? Like, you know, how did he get so into board games with his friend Brian Calhoun? Like, obviously I know.
My questions were fine.
Dude, you totally thought about this.
I know.
Yeah, I thought a lot about like what I would ask him, but if I was
Oh, we
to
all
ever-
knew that was going to be on Will's list.
Yeah,
We
of
all-
course. So, no, I legitimately like I want to know like what's going on with this song and this song. So he'd probably just tell me like,
Oh, I bet he'd love it. I bet he'd love it. He's
Okay.
passionate about his music.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure he
totally
would be.
is.
I'm sure if he were in the right mood, he would love to have a conversation about
Yeah,
it with
no.
somebody that was genuinely interested.
well, plus I think he's got really really interesting stories because he's from South Africa and he used
Mhm.
to be a bartender, and I mean just that alone, like and all of that kind of stuff. Like, and I've heard a lot of his stories just that he's told, you know, doing his, you know, like solo musicianship, like because sometimes. Basically, one of the best quotes that I've ever heard him say was, "Hey, listen up. You might have come here to hear me play, but you know what? You paid for my time, and I get to choose whatever I want to do with it."
Yeah.
So he's just like, "I'm going to tell you this story."
So tell me, a story that I think is just super sweet with Dave is him and his wife's, and you I don't know if this is true or not. I never looked into it. Their wedding rings are made from like melted pennies from the year they met. Something.
I actually have never heard that.
Yeah, I heard. I don't know
will
if it's
look
true
into
or
that.
not, but I think that's super adorable.
How
I'm
many
looking into
pennies
that.
makes a ring?
I don't know. And how do you melt it down to do it? Exactly. Or some coin, I don't know what it was, but yeah, some melted down coin that was the year they got together. I thought that was a sweet story.
Sweet shit.
All
Yeah,
right?
sweet.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Also, I fucking hate the movie You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Again, almost walked out on it. However, if there's one shining light in that movie, it's
Yeah.
Dave Matthews as a white supremacist.
Dude, he is like, it's hilarious because he plays the biggest honky tonky,
Oh.
you know, piece of shit person ever, but he does it succinctly.
Oh yeah, I'd like to ask him how he
Sincerely.
feels about Adam Sandler roles because in that movie he played a white supremacist, and then you have Chuck and Larry, god awful movie you can't get away with today, but he plays this super flamboyant gay guy that hits on Adam Sandler the
Yeah.
whole time. That's what I would ask him about.
Well, and was it? It's not 51st Dates. It's the one where Adam Sandler's with.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, and he is to like lift a coconut or whatever. So I'd ask him about that.
Oh,
Lift a coconut with his butt or
His
something.
butt
like-
cheeks.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What was that movie? Say that again.
Said the fuck?
The fuck? Oh, not the movie. No. Okay,
no.
not Dave Matthews.
No,
Who else
yeah.
we got?
So the next person on my list that I thought of was actually a cartoonist named Stephen Pastis, and he draws the comic strip Pearls Before Swine.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
he-
a great comic
He
strip.
used to be a lawyer before he decided, I hate this job, I'm quitting, and just started to cartoon and got publicated and syndicated, and yeah, I mean, that guy is hilarious, and I would love to just chill and relax with him. And then the last guy that I have written down is Chris Nolan, because I want to know what he's doing with like all of the next movies and how he plans that out and everything else like that, because I find that he is probably one of, if not my favorite directors in Hollywood. Just to tap his mind
yeah.
and look at all of the things that he's been doing and
Well,
how
that'd be
he
fun,
learned
'cause
and all of that.
He doesn't get out there much. You don't
No,
see
he's
almost
very much a
any
recluse.
Nolan interviews. Like he's old school director. Like I'm here to make movies. I'm here to make films. I don't need to talk to you about it. You can go and see it or don't go and see it.
He's like, yeah, do your own
So-
research, learn your own craft, go out and do something rather than talk to me about it. but I would love to talk to him about it. I'd love to hear what he would have to say.
That's a very good one. I like that answer.
I have bonus men, but we'll come back at the end.
Maybe we'll do that at the end, depending on time. I will say, what was the Pearls and Swine guy's name?
Stephen Pastis. Follow him on Twitter. I'll shoot you a thing.
Yeah. I remember a comic strip. They had so many great ones, but the one that made me laugh so hard. What was their owner's name? The Humans? Dave? No, that's the Garfield guy. He was doing laundry, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He says, "Hell, just separating the whites from the colors." What are you, some sort of laundry racist? that's all comic strip, and it made me laugh so hard. What are you, some sort of laundry racist? No, you're supposed to separate them in this case.
I think I actually remember that strip, but yeah, both Pig and Rat do not have owners. They are autonomous.
Maybe Pig was
Anthropomorphic.
doing
Yeah.
laundry and rat. Well, because that's definitely a rat line.
Yeah.
Just to
Oh,
call
totally.
racist. So, it was, again, that was high school that I saw that. So, like, you want to go, Vic? Or you want to drink another beer?
Oh, I don't care. Let's drink another beer. We'll break it up a little bit.
Cool.
Cool. Our next beer is from Crux Fermentation Project. This beer comes from my neighbor, Robert. Big shout out to Mr. Bobby. Love you. Thank you so much for the beer. Yeah, we're actually getting to it this time where we can rate it. So thank you again for always supporting the show. Also,
did he say something about that? Did
What?
you hear it? The one that we didn't rate?
No, he didn't say anything. He just dropped off a couple more. He said, "Have fun."
Was that his beer that we didn't rate, or one he gave?
It was one that he gave us. We did not rate. Yeah, because we waited too long because we're crappy.
So, hey, now we're going to make it up to Robert and Crux.
Yeah. So here's a Mountain Traffic by Crux Fermentation Project. It comes in at 7% ABV, 60 IBUs. Jerry, do you want to read what's on the can?
No, but Vic.
Oh yeah, Vic can. There it is. Just pass it right off.
Sure.
I feel like I've been talking so much this
Yeah, no,
episode.
you're good.
You had the can in your hand.
True.
Okay, so this is the same as what's on Untapped. So let's see, a limited release hoppy red ale. After a fun day in the mountains, nothing sounds more satisfying than sharing a refreshing pint. And while that long line of brake lights heading back into town may slow your journey towards fulfillment, this hoppy yet balanced red ale is well worth the wait. Robust and bursting with rich top hop flavors and balanced malt body. This easy drinking après whatever winter refresher will have you sing a different shade of red. And that's rojo for you Spanish speakers at home. So this is 7% alcohol by volume, 60 IBUs, and Untapped agrees with the can.
I've been noticing more winter reds this winter.
This is kind of cool.
Like before, it was normally like the Red Chair. There's another one I can't. The Burt was a hoppy red ale,
Oh yeah.
and then now this one. Cool. Oh my gosh, that smells. Oh, what is that smell? There's something very specific I'm getting. I'm trying to pick up. Not like the malt or the chocolate biscuit malt, which it gets really well. Oh, that's a smell. I can't put it together though. Let me see if I can taste it.
I'm not sure either.
It almost reminds me of a candy. I'm thinking like maybe like a taffy or a nougat candy.
Maybe a fresh sea salt caramel, but like the smell of one.
A Mr. Good Bar.
There's something wrong with my nose. Like I'm not getting anything.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. This is wonderful though. This is very good.
Yeah.
It's a great red. This is 7%.
Yeah.
Don't taste it. Not in the least. Back in a little.
But it does got a little wintry kind of. It almost gives you that like winter chill shiver, but in a good way. Like, ooh, I like the way that ran up my spine.
Yeah, just the way it runs down the back of your throat, it definitely gives you that like, oh, that was breezy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good beer.
How about that? I'll give this motherfucker a 4 straight up. Really enjoy.
Oh yeah, it's a great beer. I'm a big sucker for a red.
I don't have a joke. I'm trying. I saw him. He locked eye contact. Like I expect something from you, and I'm like, I let you down. So I can't. I got nothing.
Maybe because you're wearing a red shirt and,
Maybe.
and partially a red hat. I was just like,
It's
Jerry.
magic. I'm drinking a red beer. Red ale, technically.
There you go. I like it a lot. You cannot taste that alcohol. You kind of taste it in the back end of your tongue.
Okay.
After you let it sit, you're like, oh, okay, there's the booze. But overall, it's a tasty beer. I like it, and I was gonna go for it as well.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I super enjoy this. I'm gonna go 375 as well. What? Am I the only one to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So far.
sorry. I was listening and I wasn't listening to the history of this.
It's Friday, dude. You go.
I totally spaced what was going on. I was
You're
like,
good.
where am I? What's today? I was like, alright, 375. Tasty beverage. Can't taste the ABV on it, but well crafted. No, hats off to you, Crux. Nicely done.
I'm gonna give it a 3.75 as well. Thank you, Vic. For setting me up there.
Gosh, I'm so.
I actually like this better, I think, than the True Gold, but I rated it lower just because like I had a little bit better reds. But this is a really good beer. I like this a lot. It's wonderful, good caramel notes that just wrap you in a warm blanket at the end of the day. Make you all nice and toasty.
I can dig it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, we're off to a good start beer wise.
All right, Jerry, you're the only one, or
Vic has it.
Yeah, Vic.
VJ.
Okay.
Who wants a VJ?
What's a VJ?
Wait, so
So we have to ask. You can't afford it.
you just want to go with the ZJ. Okay, yeah. Are we just hearing all three of our males first? Is that what we're doing?
I think that's
You
what
do
we're
whatever
doing.
you want.
You do whatever you want.
You
yeah.
do whatever you. If you want to go men or women, I don't give a shit.
I'll mix and match.
I'm
Mix and
gonna,
match, yeah.
I'm gonna go with two of my dudes right now. I'm gonna save one for last. Two of my dudes that I'd love to have a beer with. First off, Billy Zane. Okay.
Really?
He's a cool dude.
Yeah. Well,
Really?
I listened to him on a podcast recently, and he is a fascinating individual to speak with.
Was it the one- Justin Longs?
The
It was
Justin
real. I
Longs.
listened to that one too.
That like his idea on style and the way that he approaches life in general. I don't have any specific questions, but I really just want to just kind of have a natural, organic conversation with him about his stylistic qualities, like tendencies, like interests, like all those things. He's got like a very interesting like Greek origin, which I didn't really know about, but I want to know more about because he's got a lot of solid ties to it. So I would love to just kind of like just pick his mind about life in general, and I think that would be kind of cool. The other one that I was thinking about would be my man Michael Jai White. Honestly.
Nice.
Fuck yes.
He is also
Great
another
pick.
fascinating individual who's just like martial arts talented through the roof. So many like honorary black belts in so many different sports, but so many like legit that he's
6
actually
earned.
earned. Yeah,
6 earned.
which is
black belts.
incredible as well. And I
Maybe
mean,
7.
Yeah, he's got a lot. It's up there, dude.
They're all varying degrees of karate.
Yeah, that's true. But even still, like
No, and jujitsu. He has legit jujitsu black belt too.
his approach to life, his philosophy, the way that he treats things. I listen to him on a lot of different podcasts.
He's an amazing talker.
He's-
He's got a great voice
He's a
too.
good cat.
Yeah.
He's
cat,
fun.
No, that's a wonderful pick.
No,
Yeah.
Vic, I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but how many degrees of karate are there, Jerry?
No. So he has
360.
There are several different types of
I
karate.
don't know. Okay.
Okay, so he holds
That confused me very
6
much.
different karate black belts, so in 6 different disciplines of karate.
Right.
So you'll have like a Shoshin Ryu karate, which he holds a black belt in, which is very self-defense and weapon based. So how to take a knife from somebody, how to use it. Then there's traditional karate, which is what we all think of. He holds a black belt in that. There's I cannot remember all the names of them, but in attack karate, where it's very much like they don't worry about defense or weapons or anything. It's just how do you break them as fast as humanly possible. So kind of like we'll give it your Cobra Kai karate, and then he has a very defensive a black belt, and a defensive one. So your Miyagi Do karate,
Right.
and then jujitsu is where judo comes from, which is a throw-based martial arts, very grappling.
Turn the momentum against the other person.
Pretty much, yes. And a lot of arm bars and chokes and stuff like that. So he is a very well-rounded bad motherfucker.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Cool.
also like, so you have a black belt in regular karate, so when you come into Shoshin Ryu, you're probably going to start as a brown belt. So on average, with most martial arts, it's going to take somebody 10 years of that discipline to get a black belt. If you see kids walking around with black belts, that is not a martial art that should be respected at all.
They bought
Talking
it
to
on
you,
eBay.
most Taekwondo stores. Or stores. Yeah, it's a Taekwondo store. It's not
Yeah.
a dojo.
Yeah, it's Rex Kwon.
Rex
Kwon. Yeah.
But so in Michael Jai White's case, yeah, he put 10 plus whatever years into regular karate. Shoshin probably took him 2 years to get his black belt and stuff like that because he already came in with an immense amount of knowledge that these
Okay,
guys
okay.
use.
Respect.
So I have to ask a question. If you're gonna have a beer with this guy, are you gonna try and like pick a bar fight just to see him in action?
Yeah.
Because
Pick
guys
up
like
ladies.
that don't fight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was just
Yeah, you'll never see somebody. And Michael Jai White, if he started 10 years later, he would have been a multiple-time UFC champion.
Oh, easily.
He's
Yeah.
just, a little bit older when that started. It wasn't really his thing, but yeah, Mike.
He's like, I don't know that it's something you want to pursue. I like, honestly, too, the way that I like foresee me, like, drinking with these fellas is like low, dimly lit bar, a lot of oak, like Michael Jai White and I are drinking fucking old fashions. Billy Zane and I, martinis.
Mm-hmm.
Just chilling, man. Lovely. It's a good night right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So give us a third one. Doesn't have to be your dude if you want to give a lady.
Sure, I'll go with the lady. Charlize Theron.
Nice.
Dude, I told her Charizard too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
no
we
way.
wouldn't have any of the same picks.
Wowzers! No, Charlize is also another fascinating individual. Like stunt-wise, like acting-wise, just her cultural background. She comes from South Africa as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's just a fascinating individual. It's just
Apparently
done
almost
a
beat
lot.
the shit out of Tom Hardy on the set of Mad Max.
I could believe that.
I would believe it. Yeah, and like she holds.
Because he
true
was 3
values.
hours late, and she's the utmost professional.
Oh, 100%.
And Tom Hardy was like,
dude.
no, she was right on the asshole. I'm sorry.
Exactly, dude. No, like she's a good lady, dude. Like, yeah, she's.
Yeah.
She's a badass lady.
Yeah, oh, dude, I think we've said on this podcast before, she's my favorite female action star of all time.
Yeah,
She's badass.
easily super great. Yeah,
She's alright to look at, too.
No, yeah, beautiful. as long as
She's
you-
only like a 12 out of 10.
She cleans up well.
Yeah, that's sure.
She likes tequila.
And she dirties up well, too.
Yeah, watch Monster. No.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
exactly right.
Furiosa,
Great
like the
movie.
way she, dude, she's a, that's a good choice.
Atomic.
I like that a lot.
Atomic Blonde.
Lovely.
Aeon Flux.
All day.
Easy now.
Reindeer Games.
Easy
I
now.
thought she was in Reindeer Games.
Italian Job.
Was she really? I was already.
The Devil's Advocate.
Dude, all great
Also-
movies.
All the movies you love.
All great movies.
The old
Seen all
guard.
of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's in like a lot of like my favorite films. Yeah, I would like to pick
Snow
her brain
White.
about a lot of that. Yeah.
You know what? Even said the Fast franchise.
I have it on there, but I mean.
Oh, I totally spaced that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
the dreads kind of blocked that for me a little.
Anyways,
Yeah.
cool. Good choices. I
Yeah.
like those three.
We'll leave the other three for the back end.
I'll start with my ladies then, since it's been pretty male dominated so far, and we'll kind of switch it up later. And this is another one for me. It's hard. There are two pretty much solids for me that I know it will and always will be, and that's kind of the same for the third. Is I feel like that spot's always kind of rotational.
Sure.
What we're talking about today.
Okay.
So the one again, top without any question, if I could have just one woman in the world, who would it be? It'd be Janis Joplin.
Okay.
To drink with, yeah.
Nice.
I guess. I mean, the guys that were doing it just to drink a beer with, right, or have dinner, whatever. Really, it's
Conversation.
conversation, right? I mean, there's that have a meal together, get a drink together, just so you can, break cultural bounds or whatever it is. But I just find her wildly fascinating. She's one of my all-time favorite musicians, all-time favorite female musician. There's no two ways about it. I loved her voice, loved her style. She was a beautiful, tortured soul. We lost her way too soon. Yeah.
Stay away from ham sandwiches. Yeah.
That was Mama Cass.
My bad.
Janis Joplin was a heroin overdose.
Fine.
At 27.
Oopsies. Oh, she's a forever.
Forever.
Yeah, she's part of the Forever 27.
Gotcha.
And then the other woman without in any, it will always be these two, is Dr. Jane Goodall.
Okay.
She is one of, one, for her to accomplish what she accomplished when she accomplished it with conservation, That's very important to me. It's one of my most important things, like as far as like political issues for me is conservation, and she's as good as it gets, man or woman. What she did, obviously we all know her work with gorillas, but in the U.S. with her making it like changing laws to where you can't test on animals and girls and doing all these things. She's a great voice for it, and not just that, like just listening to her talk, she has the most adorable, sweet old lady British voice. It's just, oh, tell me all the stories. Just her passion, her hope, her humanitarianism. Like, I know if I talked to Jane Goodall for 5 minutes, I'm gonna be a better person for the rest of my life. Like, I legitimately feel that way.
Nice.
She's so fucking cool.
I had a recording of an interview between Dr. Jane Goodall and Dave Matthews.
Oh my
and
God,
so I
amazing.
will give that to you.
Please do.
After this.
Also, we never plug other podcasts. She has a podcast called the Hope Cast with Jane Goodall, where they're about 20, 30 minutes each. She's only got like maybe 15 episodes or not. If you want to just go and learn about something, feel inspired, oh, listen to that lady. Man, I love me some Jane Goodall.
Just some good wisdom there.
Yeah. Wisdom and hope.
Yeah.
Like, after everything she's been through, everything she's seen, she is the most hopeful, beautiful, resilient human being. It's magical. Listen to that one. Anyways, and then in this case, third, Lucille Ball.
Interesting.
Okay.
Alright,
She's a bad bitch,
She
man.
is.
I would like to hear her stories coming up when she came up. I think that's a theme with all these women is they were badass bitches before, when that was really fucking hard to do.
Yeah.
And Lucille Ball's one of the best examples. Not just the barrier she broke down in comedy, what she allowed others to do, the studios she created, the people she brought up under her that she tutored. I'm not going to list off names, but there's a mass amount of shows, comedians, especially female comedians, male ones, people of color, that she was like, this is a game for all of this. We will all win. Nobody's going to get held down. Like, she's a very cool person.
Did you watch the new one on Prime?
Uh-uh.
You should watch that one.
Like a documentary?
No, it's a biopic. Really.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
does a really phenomenal job because I grew up watching a lot of like the actual Lucille Ball
Mhm.
shows with my mom. That's fucking incredible. Yeah.
Great show.
Great
dude.
show. Yeah.
She was so funny. So yeah, for now those are my three ladies.
Nice.
Interesting. Nice.
All right, take a quick break and we'll be right back. Yeah, I listen to. Yeah, I've been trying to listen to a few podcasts with Jane Goodall. She's
She's a treat.
she's awesome, and it's so funny when she just because obviously she just talks about apes and the way she just goes into intimidating, excuse me, imitating.
Oh,
Yeah, she's so good at it too.
No, she spent years
It's
doing
like,
it.
oh, it's almost like you spent 60 years of your life with those creatures. You guys need to pee or whatever.
I guess so.
Switch it over.
I'm guessing we're gonna have to go pee, so. Oh, wait, Danny's out.
The heat's still warm.
Well, I didn't realize that was horror.
No, you had it right. Audition.
Audition. Okay, because there is Audacity.
There is
Yeah,
Audacity,
it's-
but yeah, it's audition. No, Devin Saw is from Final Destination. Or Idle Hands.
Who's he in Idle Hands?
I don't know, the main guy.
Yeah, well, the main guy was Seth Green in Idle Hands.
He was his friend.
He had two friends.
The guy didn't lose his hands.
The guy who lost his hand was
Seth Green.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, it
Devin
wasn't.
Sawa.
Oh, that's right. Seven Green was one of the Seth
Was one of
Green was of the zombies. It was him and the
Yeah.
fat dude. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I had that backwards. You're absolutely right. My apologies. Yeah, that's the one that's kind of. Oh, that's right.
I got you.
It's in here.
Oh.
Because that was kind of strict.
I like to open my own baseball. It's okay.
Just trying to be a friend.
Oh yeah, I need to take that with my grinder. Yeah, it's recording. We're going whenever you're ready.
Oh, fun. Alright, we are live in 3, 2.
What do you guys think? You ready for another beer? You want to keep going?
Yeah, we usually come back to the beer. Let's do that.
I can edit it to where they don't know we left. We're always here.
It's actually kind of funny. We live here, and at night I tuck Jerry, Paula, and Vic into like a triple bunk bed. It's really nice. Read them a review from the show that we get online, and then as their story, and then we do hugs and kisses, and then it's lights out. And
It's very comforting.
yeah, Jerry has the middle bunk because we got to make an Oreo sandwich.
It's a true story.
It's pretty fun. Big call top bunk, of course.
I love top.
Obviously.
That's where I
dude.
keep my stars,
I
man.
would fall through that thing.
Yeah.
I won't sleep on a top bunk. Oh, we got top bunk trauma.
Dude, I got bottom bunk trauma.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Tell me your bottom bunk trauma.
So my brother and I shared, a bunk bed for a long time, and for some reason the top bunk caved in while I was asleep.
Mhm.
So I woke up with the top bunk completely on top of me. and
Jesus Christ.
I was like,
how old were you?
I don't know, 5.
That'd be
Yeah.
Yeah.
fucking terrifying.
It was.
Yeah.
I still remember.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, dude, I am never sleeping on the bottom bunk again. Never do that.
Okay. What's your top bunk trauma?
There wasn't a railing on the top bunk. I don't know why. There probably was, and I took it down, which I never should have done because I was notorious for falling off of the bed. I moved around in my sleep a lot when I was a kid. Ah, fuck, I still do.
Who are we
Yeah.
getting?
But I rolled off the bunk and woke up by my shin making contact with a baseball bat.
Oh.
And so I had a fucking dent in my shin for years in my bone. Sure, it might fucking still be there. But I just remember my brother shooting out of bed. What the fuck? My mom running in because I fucking screamed. It was not a pleasant thing to wake up with, or two rather. Yeah. Also, if any children are listening to this, turn it off. Secondly. If you have children, clear the bed of baseball bats. Turns out they probably shouldn't have been there. Some still would have woke me up, but it might have been a little bit. Maybe just would have got the wind knocked out of me or something. Got over it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Any other shared bunk bed trauma?
I got one. I was on I'm dead serious. I didn't bring that up for story time, but since we're here, I was on a houseboat with my whole family, big family reunion, and we have this story called the Night of the Falling Bodies because there was it was literally a triple bunk bed, and I was on the very top bunk, and the other bunk beds across from me were for multiple sleepers, so kind of like a double or a very almost
Not quite a full, but not a twin.
Right, exactly. Where you could fit 2 people,
Yeah.
right? And but they'd have to snuggle.
Sure.
And I was on the top, and I fell off, and I was in a sleeping bag, and so I couldn't catch myself or anything.
Oh.
And after I fell down and just smacked, like I didn't even want to get back up, and then but somebody
I'm just here now.
somebody yeah exactly somebody put me back up. My aunt and uncle who were bunking together, they also fell off. Like my uncle fell out and it just pulled my aunt on top of him.
Oh wow.
Luckily that wasn't from the very top. But then later on that night, I fell again. And this time I just fell on my head. And it real hurt. It hurt bad. We had the houseboat docked, so it wasn't like it was moving or anything. It was just, one of those things.
Yeah, probably had some movement. If
Oh, yeah,
it was
yeah.
windy or whatever,
little
but
bit,
the
yeah.
boat wasn't moving.
We had a beach, so yeah.
What about you, Paula? You got anything before we move on and drink this beer?
I've never had a bunk bed. I've only slept in a bunk bed when I was in Australia when I was doing the student exchange program.
I fucking forgot. You
Other
did
than that, I slept on the floor or I had a bed when I was a teenager
Cool.
at some point.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess that's fair. 'Cause your siblings are much older than you. They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
really shared age, so there's I guess you wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well.
Okay, moving on.
All right. Well.
I feel bad for you guys' stories.
Do you guys have any bunk bed stories you'd like to share? Ones where somebody got hurt, not like boring ones, or you built one or something. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Bringing it all the way back. Just go and review the podcast some more, so that way I have more bedtime stories for these guys
Yeah.
when I tuck them in.
There you go. All right, now time for our I Tap That series from our friends over at Payette Brewing. This is part of their Sofa King Dreamy series. This is a tropical IPA coming in at 7.3%.
Yeah, this just came out last week, I want to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a big launch party and everything.
That's right, they did. Oh, yeah, it was stamped less than a week ago.
Yeah, this will be coming out into grocery stores very soon. I actually went down to the brewery this afternoon and bought a 6-pack for $10.
If you can. Oh, wow, I wonder what it's going to be at the grocery store then.
I would hope that it would be less than that. I'm guessing that this is just because it's their release. But I'm hoping.
Maybe. 95% of the time, the 6-packs are going to be cheaper to get at the brewery than the grocery store. Because they don't have to share profits.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see how the beer is. 7.3%. Fuck, boys, we get drunk tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We haven't even revealed the last beer.
Oh, no.
Smooth though. Fruity. I like it.
Oh man, it smells like gummy bears.
Is that what it is? Okay. I was going to say, it's something very, I don't want to say like artificial fruity. I'm getting off of
Dude,
it.
you're totally right though. Okay.
Are they the Haribo gummy bears or
It's like right when you open the bag.
what? I don't know what other brands of gummy bears there
It's
are.
like, what is this? Forest ones? What are those green forest?
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I like the green forest ones.
Is it Green Forest? Black Forest?
Black forest, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Those
Those ones are, I like those ones better. The Harbos are too hard.
the animal gummy community is crazy. Think about the size of a bear to a worm to a fish.
Dude,
Crazy.
Silly. Yeah.
Crazy. Tiny bears, giant worms.
Swedish fish.
That's a new Brewnomics t-shirt.
Tiny bears.
Look out for that.
Tiny bears, giant worms.
Also the,
Swedish
what was
fish.
it, Keep Talking Jerry. That's a trademark. At the very beginning of the show. It made me laugh hard. So I was like, Keep Talking Jerry. It's like, oh.
That would be a good t-shirt.
That's also your own skit.
Yeah. And kind of just my life motto, I suppose. What do you do? I'm just fucking keep talking to you. Maybe some will come out. Hasn't got us in trouble yet. Hi.
Well, they haven't gone into the back catalogs. So.
My mouth has gotten me in so much trouble.
You don't say.
Many suspensions in high school. But it's also got me out of a lot of stuff. So I guess it just depends
There
on
you go.
the hormone level.
Um,
Okay, sorry, Payette. Jesus Christ, we are off the track. I picked this topic because I thought we could just get through it. I'm like, oh, what a nice short podcast talking about bunk bed traumas and fucking.
You got get shot real.
yeah.
Going places.
I love this beer. This is
episode for
great.
everybody.
This is very good. This is very good.
Super tasty.
You don't even
Tropical IPA. It's not a hazy IPA. It's none of that bullshit. It's an IPA. It looks like an IPA.
Yeah, it's
man.
clean.
It's just got those nice tropic flavors for it. So I can dig it, man.
It's that sweetness, yeah.
Yeah, fruity, sweet, balanced. Like you can't taste at 7.3. I'm not tasting 7.3, which
Mhm.
is dangerous, and I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb here. This is a 4 to me, and I would definitely tap this beverage.
Well, that's right. We're doing that. This is our ride tap that. Yeah.
Calm down, Will.
I
Well,
believe I did
outta
say
here.
that in the beginning.
yeah,
I thought I said it at least.
I just assumed you
But
did.
with the way today's going, fucking knows. Check the tape.
Unfair.
Rewind it.
I obviously didn't remember. I'm gonna give this a 4.5. I love this beer. This is great. I'm gonna go and continuously keep an eye out for it. It's gonna be in my rotational.
This is a really good IPA. I think coming into the spring, this will be a very nice spring IPA, even a good summer IPA. 4.25, absolutely, I would tap it. Very good beer.
For all the people in this generation who just like or love hazy IPAs, I would say go with the tropical.
Mm-hmm. Drink a real fucking beer, you basic bitch.
It's better tasting.
Wow.
It's better tasting. And I was actually having that conversation with Jerry like last week or the week before. I was one of my work colleagues. He loves hazy IPAs. And I'm just like, you're such a basic bitch.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was a manager at T-Mobile, because one of my employees and I had a beer podcast. He's like, "Yeah, I've been really getting into hazies lately," and I go, "Yeah, I bet you fucking are."
Just kind of look the other way and roll your eyes and be like, "God."
But that being said, whatever you like, right? You guys do you. Just drink beer, drink good beer if you think it's good.
Don't let anybody drink
Yeah.
shame you.
Yeah, no drinking shame here.
We're just talking shit.
Um,
But also, don't be a bitch.
But I
You
would say
fucking
take
lip
this.
dick jabroni.
You lip dick jabroni.
What is this?
GLDJ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That fast to an acronym. Okay.
I would
it's
say
what
that-
we do. It's
You
a
know
gift.
that's how we
It's
roll.
gift.
That's a TM. It's a Brewnomics TM. Again, though, I will try tropical before a hazy. You might like it more.
Mhm.
I was going to say 4 as well when Vic had said that. I would definitely tap this. I was very surprised. I didn't know Sofa King was a series. I thought
Yeah.
it was just its own. Because you always see the yellow can. It's
Mhm.
so fucking...
Sunny, I think is the yellow can. Yeah.
You always see it everywhere, so I didn't know there was a series. So
Me
I'm like,
neither,
what?
honestly. Yeah, happy fucking learned thing that I learned about beer.
We
So
all
drink
tap it.
good beer and learn something.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not to mention, is it only
Yeah.
tap, but it is also recommended.
Yeah.
So, go find this beer and pay it, get it out everywhere you can, please.
Yeah.
Because you have a hit, you have a winner.
Chicken dinner. I will go with my next picks, I
Please.
guess.
Yes,
my
sir.
ladies. So Vic already said, just they're on.
My beer, didn't
No, I appreciate that.
I love
appreciate
it,
that.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with someone that I've been in love with since I was a child and didn't know it until I got older. Tara Strong.
Love it.
Yes!
I love that.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Going with voice actors again. But she's been in everything. We grew up with her.
Oh, yeah.
She's also just one of the most beautiful women you would ever see.
Oh, yeah.
And Harley Quinn, she was Cindy in the Boondocks, she was Miss Minutes, she was
Mhm.
Timmy from Fairly Odd Parents, which made me kind of question my sexuality for a second, how much I love fucking Tara Strong.
She's good.
She's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's amazing.
I think she does a whole lot of video games, too.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Several characters in, like, the Mortal Kombat franchise and stuff. Yeah, that's a very good pick.
And then my next one is Jamie Presley. Because,
I'm
again, you grew up with her.
Yep.
Jiro Dirte.
noticing a theme with the way these women look for you.
You know, come on. I definitely have a type. You've known this. You've all known this.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing. I almost went with a female voice actor that I didn't, but I was going to go with Nancy Cartwright.
Nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. But Tara Strong, I was like, is it Tara or is it Nancy? They're both so good. So good. If you don't know who Nancy Cartwright is, I'm going to fucking explain that to you.
Give it a goog.
Figure it out.
And then you're like, oh my gosh. Because I've seen a lot of interviews with her and she's just adorable. She's great. She's a treat. All right. Good list, man.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's...
I think I'm up next. Again, PK and I only have like a couple hours to mull this over, but I'm going to go, my first lady that I'd like to have a beer with is Anna Kendrick. I feel like we can do some karaoke. I feel like she'd kick my ass in karaoke.
I was like, would you really want to karaoke with her?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, mostly just because I'd get to enjoy it.
Yeah, you get to watch her
Yeah,
karaoke.
that's
man.
true
She's
story.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but I also feel like it'd just be a lot of fun. You know, I'm sure she's got plenty of different stories and different things that of different movies she's been on or whatever.
I've seen a bunch of little clips with her in interviews. She seems very charming.
Yeah, and also like nice and sincere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not one to like just be rude.
Do you have a favorite Anna Kendrick role?
I really don't. What was it? She's in that new show. It's like Dummy or something like that on HBO. That's hilarious. She's really funny in that. But I mean, bless you. Pitch Perfect is hilarious.
Never seen it.
It's pretty good. Yeah. My next one, we said Dead or Alive, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I did Janis Joplin. My favorite Anna Kendrick role, before you do it,
Yes, please.
is Mr. and Mrs. Right with Sam Rockwell.
Okay.
Mr. Right. Yeah.
Mr. Right. It's
Mr. Right.
just Mr. Right. I was combine that and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Jesus Christ, which if you watch the movie, that kind of makes sense. Phenomenal. Kind of under the radar movie. It came out a long time ago.
It's on my list. I think it's on Hulu right now.
Maybe. It was on, I think, Netflix when I
Netflix,
watched it.
whatever.
But I'm a huge Sam Rockwell fan.
Oh yeah, that guy's real funny. Good dancer.
Dude. Especially all natural too. But he's awesome. He's I think a super underrated one. So I'm like, I'll watch fucking anything with Sam Rockwell. And then she was great. She was so good in it too. Plays a really weird character.
I really want her to be Squirrel Girl in the MCU.
I saw they did a Squirrel Girl pilot where it was Marion Vaintrub, the AT&T girl,
Yep.
was Squirrel
Okay.
Girl, and they
I
did
can see
and she
that.
looked really good as it too, but it just never got picked up.
Oh, what? She was in. She was in like One Night Werewolf or something, or like
No idea.
anyway, some
She's done a few
werewolf
things, but
movie she was in and was great in it.
off tangent again.
Yeah, off tangent. My second one is Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh.
I feel like that lady's got some stories. She's got some history. She's got some dirt.
Oh, Frankie D's wife, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because she basically ran the country back, when he died.
When he had polio.
Yeah, and nobody really knew anything about it.
Huh.
So, yeah,
Interesting. That's a very good choice.
I just feel like she's got a lot of stories.
Okay. I'm going to segue off of that and go next.
All right.
Because you pick Eleanor Roosevelt, and one of the men that I would love to have dinner with is my all-time favorite American president, Theodore Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Nice.
I think it was, the 26th president?
That sounds about right.
I should Google that before I say it. Oh, God, I don't know. Especially with the way my brain's working today. But it'd be kind of like Jane Goodall, what she did for conservation. There's no... Any of the presidents combined did anything near what he did for conservation. How fucking tough he is. Legit war hero. Got shot multiple times. Assassination attempts.
He created a couple different political parties.
Correct. He was a Republican and then came back as the Bull Moose Party and almost fucking won.
Yep.
Because he saw in 1920 the way the Republican Party would eventually go. Sorry. But yeah, I love him. And fun fact, I didn't know this until I went to write a paper on him because I decided he was my favorite president. He was the first ever American brown belt in judo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know he knew judo.
Oh yeah, he led, and he used to actually take ambassadors and people from other countries down. He actually had a dojo set up in the White House where he would go and practice judo and show people throws. Ogoshi was the hip throw was his favorite throw, probably because it's one of the easier ones to teach. But yeah,
I am now just wanting to create like a cartoon that stars Teddy Roosevelt that has him just do anything.
dude,
Because he's probably done almost everything.
absolutely, and I think there are so many characters that are in cartoons or pop culture that are loosely based off of Teddy Roosevelt. Ron Swanson being one.
Yeah.
It's also one of my favorites. So yeah, I have a deep respect for Teddy Roosevelt, and I would just be fascinated to hear the stories of what that man went through when he did.
I mean, can you
Because he
imagine?
died in 1919.
Can you imagine like a Parks and Rec or like a Veep show that started a Teddy Roosevelt
I would
character?
love that. I would love
That
that.
sounds like a $1 million winner right there.
Starring Nick Offerman.
Right. Yeah. As Teddy Roosevelt.
Although
Why
Teddy
not?
Roosevelt was like 6'4", he was a big, burly
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker. Not somebody you want to take a punch from. So yeah,
just mad respect to him. And all that in his motto was, speak softly and quiet a bit, carry a big stick. Fuck that up. Speak softly and carry a big stick.
You're getting the hang.
Yeah, no one will know. And then second, we'll just continue down the judo train. The founder of judo, Jigoro Kano.
Okay.
He was an amazing man. I won't go into too much about the history of judo because we will be here for another hour. But Jigoro Kano mastered several, I think 3 different jiu-jitsu schools before that. But he noticed one thing that was a big problem with it, and that was, one, it was incredibly unsafe. It was really hard to do over and over again because it's a samurai art and it's meant to throw and kill you, not to throw and get back up. So it's really hard for people to learn and want to continue to learn. And it's incredibly classist. It came from the samurai. You had to be samurai to do it. A whole bunch of nobles and shit like that. And he was like, but why? I mean, no, Utada down the street, he's technically a peasant, but I like him more than any of these cunts. Why can't I practice with him? Sort of thing, essentially. So he decided to essentially come up with ways, build some safety measures into it. That way you can learn it and do it over and over again, have more respect for your partner. The cores in judo are mutual welfare and benefit. That's like the absolute biggest one, and maximum efficiency, minimum effort, which I also love, which I've taken into how I try and approach life. Judo was the first ever martial art in the Olympics in 1968 in Tokyo, just shortly after Jigoro Kano died. It's the reason you have white belts, yellow belts, orange belts, green belts, blue belts, purple belts. That all came from judo. So a lot of these structures that we see now, I don't care what anybody says, Jigoro Kano is the most influential martial artist of all time. Not Bruce Lee, not fucking Sammo Hung, or a lot of these kung fu guys. It is Jigoro Kano. He changed the way people look at martial arts. He made it for the everyman. You don't just have to be a fucking, samurai cunt to do it.
I thought it was Rex Kwon Do.
Close. Hey, right, you might get your ass kicked for saying something like that. Shit no, man. Shit no. That's a great Rex Kwon Do impersonation.
Good list, good impression.
And then lastly, and I'll keep this one shorter, I apologize, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Okay, Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
The CEO of the WWE.
Yeah, I feel like most of these guys and gals, I'm going to walk away feeling like inspired. Like Vince, I'm going to walk away just like shaking. Just like, oh, that son of a bitch. But the stories he can tell, god damn it. I'm sure they're good. My Vince McMahon, goddamn it, impersonation. Really impressed with that one. Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many stories like the Jimmy Snuka case where he probably murdered a girl and got away with it. The shit that Hulk Hogan got away with, especially the racism and domestic violence. And a whole bunch of other shit that he was able to have the power, like, to just sweep under the rug. And all, like, there's so many stories and knowledge and fuckery in that man's head that, like, very few people but him know. I want to know. I really hope he has a tell-all book before he dies.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if
He's
he
a
doesn't.
son of a bitch. But, my God.
Oh, dude.
I just gotta get inside this motherfucker's head.
He OJ'd somebody?
So, Jimmy Snuka was an old school wrestler. He was really popular in the late 70s, early 80s. He was the first, he was from Tonga, couldn't read or write. So they really fucked him over with his contracts. They'd be like, Jimmy, sign this. And he'd literally just do an X. Neither here nor there. He was like the big innovator of, moves off the top rope and everything like that. But essentially he was dating this girl, Nancy. He was in his late 30s. She was like 20. He's a huge alcoholic. Had a lot of domestic violence reports with this girl. But then said they got in a fight one night outside of a hotel, essentially. She got out of the car, tripped and fell and hit her head on the concrete and broke the back of her skull and died. Multiple witnesses say that he pushed her or hit her and she fell and hit her head. It wasn't just an accident. But then the story is that they're at the sheriff, and there's documentaries, a whole bunch of shit out there, so you can look this up, where he walks into the sheriff's office with a briefcase walks out without, that conversation is not on record, Jimmy Snuka walks with him, never brought up again.
Huh.
Until 6 months before Snuka died, and some of these stories got brought up and they found some mistrials. And then they took him to court, and he was so brain damaged at that point, he wasn't fit for trial. And then he like died during it. So yeah, he straight got away with murder.
Dude, that's the most fascinating thing I've heard in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there are.
Wow.
That's just one of many
Yeah.
stories. What happened in that sheriff's office? Like, what did you say? What was in that briefcase? Obviously, probably mad money. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah. Son of a bitch.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
So, who's next? Follow that up.
Oh, sure.
I like how the air, I can feel the air just gone from this room now. Everybody's just like, that was a fucked up story,
I'm so
man.
perturbed.
No. Goodness gracious.
It's
I
weird.
mean, I could.
We turned the heater off, and it's somehow hotter in this room now.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll follow my
False
sword
light.
for you, Vic, because I know you're thinking, oh crap, I have to go next. But Jerry actually cut me off from my third lady. So
Did I really?
yeah, but that's
I
okay.
thought she was your last. I am so
No.
sorry.
No,
What a
it's
piece
all
of
good.
shit.
The last gal that I was gonna name was Bryce Dallas Howard.
Nice.
She's becoming a premier director, just in Hollywood, and just to pick her mind on camera angles, to tech, to because she's really been doing a lot of cutting edge stuff with the Star Wars stuff, but also she's a really good character director and actors director because she used to act.
Still does. Still does.
And still does a little bit, but I find like I would just want to sit and just listen the whole time.
That's a good choice. I've never heard an interview with her or anything. I'm not sure what she's like. She's gorgeous.
She's great. Yeah.
Very personable. You understand what she's conveying almost immediately. She's that good at just telling you what she's thinking.
Yeah, she's an extreme communicator. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, I assume if she has half the genes her father had, and if he imparted any knowledge on her, which I'm sure he did,
Oh, yeah.
what a fucking teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I had the opportunity to listen to an interview with Ron Howard and his brother had mentioned that he was able to be directed by his niece, Bryce Dallas Howard, and he was like, she does an amazing job. Like, she was very clear with her direction. She knows what she wants to see out of the role, and she gives me great notes.
She directed the best episodes of Book of Boba Fett, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
She slays.
absolutely. Yeah. and so-
Interesting choice. I really like that pick.
Super cool, man.
Thanks, I really like that pick.
I nailed it.
Well, there you go. Vic has set you up.
You did. Well, I guess I have three more.
4 more.
Or no,
Nope.
three more. All right, I guess
Two gals and a guy, I believe.
2 gals and a guy. All right, so I just thought about this while we were actually recording this episode. So here's my first one. So the first one that I want to talk about is Catherine Carpenter, the singer-songwriter. She did an amazing job. I grew up listening to her music. She was a very tormented soul, and so I really want to know behind the scenes. She died of anorexia. I really want to know behind the scenes of what was going on between her and her brother, because there was some weirdness there. And then I really want to know what was going on, behind the music of a lot of some just very classical songs, which I thought would be pretty incredible. And so I would, I definitely want to pick her brain about some of those things, because she's got some great music that she does. But
That's a great choice,
and a
man.
very tortured soul. And then the last two, I have a male and a female. And if this is across all time, and doesn't matter if they're dead or alive, I do my parents, man. Easy squeezy. I would do my dad, and I would do my mom. And I would love to just be able to share a drink with them, have a very casual conversation, and just enjoy the time. And that would never change. I would always choose that. Something I would never get to do. So,
Thanks,
Cheers to that.
Dude, I feel you there. Jeez. Huh. That's weird to think about.
yeah.
I met my dad once. I don't think I'd ever want to share a drink with that son of a bitch.
Never got the opportunity.
Turn into a fight, probably. At this point, I'd win, especially because he's dead.
Hmm.
Thanks for sharing, Vic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's intense, man.
It's
I love
touching.
that. That's beautiful. Well, who's next?
Think
Well,
we're done?
I think we're done.
Did you?
I did all three.
Did you get? Oh, you did.
I did all my 6. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
my dad stopped drinking. My mom never drank. So.
Yeah, you can't really follow that up, huh? Fair. All right, let us know what you guys think. Again, I would be intrigued if anybody wants to share their thoughts with us.
Yeah, there's a bunch that I've been thinking of like while I've been sitting here, but you know that'd just be like a bonus. I don't know if you have bonuses.
You know, probably. I think we all do.
Yeah.
That we'd like to do. Like, part of me, even though I think I know what he's about, would be Steve Irwin. He's one of my all-time favorites. You know, Cal
Okay.
Ripken Jr. is my all-time favorite athlete. I'd love to have a conversation with that guy too. But I've read a couple of his books, so you know I kind of get a good idea of what he's about. Also, so I kind of want to chase down people that I can't find quite as much information on.
You know what I thought about? If the pets of my friends were like human beings, and how they'd be around me, but how they would be as human beings. And I'd be like, I feel like I would hang out with half of them, and the other half would be like, I'm just ignoring your Facebook requests and everything else because you're so fucking just in my face.
Did you just poke me? It's 2022. I didn't think you could do that. 2020, what year is it?
It's 2022.
Cool.
Like Jerry's dog Evie would be like a good friend of mine, but I feel like Daisy would be like, he's still a good friend of mine, but I like reach out to her like, you know, at least like once or twice a week, maybe. Like you're so much.
She is a lot. She is a lot. She's cute though.
She's adorable. She's adorable as a dog.
Very needy person.
You threw me for a loop there, man, because when you said you saved your last one, I thought for sure you'd say Keanu Reeves.
Mm-mm.
But yeah,
It was an easy choice today, man. Yeah.
easy choice. I love that. Well, let's drink a beer and
Yeah.
get out of here, huh? Go get tucked in by Will.
Mm-mm.
Last but not least, from Terminal Gravity Brewing. Love that you can get these guys here now. This is the Tap Out American Strong Ale. I'm going to drink this with Vince McMahon. So you know WWE owns Tap Out now? Started independent, then was bought by the UFC. Now it's WWE.
Of course it was.
Just so you know that. Tap Out is our signature American Strong Ale and the ABV reigning heavyweight champion in the TG lineup. It's a finely balanced blend of lightly kilned malts, crystal, and cascade hops, and a bit of rye gives Tap Out a surprisingly smooth drinkability. Best enjoyed one at a time. Cheers, friends. Yes, we're not going to fucking double fist your 9% goddamn beer, Terminal Gravity. What the fuck do you think this is? Of course it's one at a time. We're drinking one between 4 of us.
We actually had 2 cans of this, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess.
Let's use the one. That's
J-
not the
Jerry's-
ABV.
Yeah, he was like, I only need to put one out now.
Yeah, I'm already, like I said, I'm trying not to drink unless we're on this podcast, and my face is already so red, and I'm whew, feeling it.
Mmm. Mmm.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I feel like it's the Bombay on insanity on hot ones. It's just fucking. It's high ABV to be high ABV. You know?
So I was gonna say, when we couldn't taste the ABV in our 7.5ers and shit, this one I'm getting 9%.
Yeah.
They want you to know it's a strong ale. I mean, it's called Tap Out, right? And it is a American strong ale. They want it to hit you in the nuts, but it should maybe be more than 9% if that's the case. Because we've had beer well above that, where it's like
11, 12, 14.
Yeah, I mean, there becomes a point where it's, you know, impossible or hard to hide, but we've definitely had 9ers where it's just like, get the fuck out of here. This one's like, yeah, I'd almost think it's higher.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad beer, but it's a very fusel beer.
Very fusel.
It's the taste is definitely for an experienced drinker. For
Oh,
people
yeah.
who like that fossil taste, you know. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot.
If it's, Yeah,
I think. Well,
it's not something I want to have on the reg though.
that's what I'm saying though. It's like every once in a while you have that just like high ABV. It's just 9. 9's still high right now. At the moment.
Absolutely.
It's just like, but you taste the alcohol, right? And it's just one of those things where it's just like you don't want to give this to a person who's never had beer
Right.
or an hazy IPA person.
Oh, dude, you'll fuck them up. Like we joke around here that beers below 5% are practically a soda, which I mean, there's a lot of truth into that. But really, once you're above 6.5%, maybe even 6, that's a strong beer. Whether it's a double or whatever, like you're getting some good ABV in that.
Yeah.
I think so at least.
It really is a fine line, and one that this beer definitely, like, I can taste all the stone fruit and like the apricots and different apricot, whatever.
How many apes they put in it? It's a crot, really.
Just that a hint of peach, I get all that. Which if I was to like put this up against like a like a Steel Reserve or some weird malt liquor or whatever, this is gonna blow it out of the water.
For sure.
But at the same time, like, yeah, the only way I'm drinking this is if I've already been doing like, New Belgian triples, which is already at like an 8%. Like this is like a.
Or if they're like, you can have one beer tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Okay.
got 4 hours to drink it.
Yep. I'll get it down eventually.
I think with this beer though, like you don't taste the alcohol too much after drinking it. It goes away smoothly smoother than it would like a higher ABV beer.
It's not a bad beer. I feel like we're talking shit on it, and it's not a bad beer. It is a gimmick, through and through. It's a fucking gimmick beer. I think anything above like 8%, you're just getting into the gimmick territory, which is fine. Don't stop doing that. I enjoy a good gimmick, but it is what it is, right? At least my opinion. Still a good beer at 9%. I'd give it a 3.25. It's not something I'm gonna chase down.
Yeah, agreed. I'm gonna go 3.5, and I actually kind of wonder what this would taste like with oat instead of rye. I wonder if that would mellow it out a little bit more.
Probably would. The rye gives it more of a spicy quality.
Would it still be a strong ale at that point?
I don't care. I just want the better flavor.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't care what you call it. Nick, PK, what do you got?
Yeah, this is a 3.25 to me. Like, it's a gimmick beer. I'm not gonna go out of my way for this. I'd have to have a real shit day and be in the mood to fight somebody to drink this beer.
Make somebody
I just don't. I don't see myself going out of my way to get this beer. It's good. I get it, but actually I'm gonna drop it to a 3. No.
That's why I use a eraser.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Sorry.
Travis gonna drop it down to 3. That's fine.
No, I'm not gonna go out of my way for this thing. It's just strong to be strong.
You've convinced me. I'm dropping mine down to 3.25 myself.
No.
Alright.
There's a time and a place for everything.
Right, yeah.
That
was my time.
You want your golden, you want your strong ale. I think it's very important for a person who wants to get into beer to experiment with beer, obviously. I think this is the type of beer that you should try just maybe at least once, maybe a couple more times, just to be like, this is how this tastes. This is how alcohol tastes. Personally, I like an alcohol taste to my high ABVs.
Sure.
So
it's almost important because you got to know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
Right? You just don't want to like stand up and all of a sudden your dick's in the dirt.
At first sip, it does come just right at you. You drink it more, you get used to it. I think this is the beer that, I think first time people who want to explore more, venture out more, should try this beer.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it's a 3.5.
Nice.
After drinking like half of it, I'm just like, it's not too shabby.
I already finished mine, so apparently. It's
Look at you,
Wow.
$100 bills.
Oh, I totally said that yesterday.
$100
The person I was with did not get the reference, and I was upset.
You didn't get the reference.
Yikes.
You know it now.
No, the person I was with didn't get the
Oh,
reference. I said $100
That made me
bills.
sad.
Look at
All
you.
right.
No,
We say it all the time.
It's a great song. I love it. It's not Dave Matthews Will.
No, I
It's
don't.
not, it's not
I just say, I know you're talking about me. I'm in the room. I still don't know the reference. It's fine.
Oh boy. I think we're good though, huh?
I think so.
Oh, this
Cool.
is fun.
It was a lot of fun. Let us know year 3, please, or 6 technically, I guess.
Yeah.
Follow us on the YouTubes if you haven't already. We're working on some videos that aren't just us like sitting here talking and drinking. They're us sitting in other places talking and drinking, but with more of a specific. Oh, I guess one of them is still in this same place, but neither here nor there. It's different. Okay, it's gonna be fun. So, I guess subscribe.
I mean, there's
See what's
that.
happening.
We're always working on, improving audio and different things. But yeah, we got some things in the works.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys. The love and support. It's nice. If you're on Spotify or iTunes, please leave us a rating and review. It helps so much. I always like to say, if you can't, tell 2 friends. I think work friends are the way to go. Drink a good beer. Be good to each other. That's all I got, motherfuckers. I'm Jared.
Stay curious. I'm William.
I'm Vic.
I am working on a thing called Beer Talk, kind of like TikTok with Beer Talk.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
I'm Paula.
Later, Gator.
No, that's fun because
Are we still talking?
I was kind of thinking we have to get off of this of doing, even though we don't TikTok, but kind of like 60-second beer reviews or something. If we do that between us, could be kind of fun.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Does your beard
Beer talk is
does
great
it
too.
does it cover like the mic your beard?
You know, one thing that's actually kind of irritating, it's partly why I want to get a stand on my mount for my TV in my bedroom, is when I'm laying down at night, my beard's so big, and it'll be on my blanket, and it'll just be like this, and then I can't see the TV because I've got this much beard. Cutting off
Trim
on
your
there.
beard, sir.
Outrageous.
Trim your beard, sir.
Sure, that's an option, Paula, or TV mount, so I can just raise it up a little bit.
Just put a hair tie on it, you wank.
No,
You're so lazy.
why would I put a hair tie on my beard?
Because then it wouldn't flip up into your eyes.
No,
It might
it's
be
not
like
in my
splat.
eyes. It's like, just picture you're laying there in bed and you got your old blanket rolled down and you just put your chin there and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could trim it. You know. Bring up an excellent point, Paula.
I like the length now. Don't get me wrong.
It is, but, well, I plan to go back to judo soon and I cannot have this like
Oh, no.
when
You get destroyed.
Oh my gosh. Somebody goes in for a big fucking grab. You're just like, oh god, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, it has certain points because they're like trying to choke you from behind. They can't like close the artery because the beard protects you, but they're just, well, I'm just gonna.
Or,
Okay.
or, here's what you do. You learn from this. You grow it out even longer. And,
Yeah.
and
Why,
then, you,
so
and then what you do is you just tuck it into your shirt.
It's true. That is true. I can put it in my shirt now.
I do
There
a lot
you
of
go.
key grabs.
Uh,
so I don't
there you
know
go.
what's gonna happen.
Or like,
Yeah,
and
you
fucking
grab-
John Wick really fucked me up too when he grabs that dude's beard, pulls his head on the table, and death by beard. Goddamn.
Man, John Wick kills with books, man. It's
Dude.
absurd. Who wants to kill somebody with a book of knowledge? I don't know.
John Wick, apparently.
John Wick.
If you're still out there watching up there in YouTube land or whatever, I think next week we're all gonna go to the Batman. So we'll be talking about that. That'll be fun. Nobody is a good movie on HBO Max right now. I think we all enjoyed that, right?
I really enjoyed it, man.
Dude, I was surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. Bob Odenkirk can do anything.
Yeah.
He's not on the list, but that could be an HM for a dude I'd like to drink with.
Yeah.
I just listened to him on. Whose podcast? I've been listening. I've been bouncing back and forth. It's hard to keep track now. But he's awesome.
My bonus guys, I know it didn't even make the show, but maybe it'll make YouTube, or maybe it'll do edits of putting this after the end music. But Donald Glover, love to
Oh,
chat
have you
with
been
him.
noticing I've been doing that?
What?
Put
Oh.
stuff after the end music sometimes.
Oh.
We have bits of conversation. I trim out or stuff after it. I've been.
I will go back.
No.
Patrick Stewart.
But you can't unhurt my feelings. So.
No, I can't. I'm sorry. That's why I'm just continuing with my list. Patrick Stewart, Shigeru Miyamoto, since there's no language barrier.
Well, that's why I did Yugoro Kano. Well, I think he could speak English towards the end, but mine might be Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah,
I picked another
I was gonna
top
say that. I
right.
was surprised that you actually didn't list him.
Yeah, it is tempting, but my
And then the last one would be Steve Eiserman, captain of the Detroit Red Wings.
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but now they're GM.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, there aren't many sports guys I would really fucking care to interview,
Oh,
drink a beer with or whatever.
Yeah, why would
But
he?
there are certain ones like Cal Ripken again because he's
Yeah.
really my first one will forever be mine. But another one just because I've listened to a few podcasts and one of my favorite things are, I guess you see this a lot in football, but untraditional paths to success.
Yeah.
Marshawn fucking Lynch.
I was gonna say Marshawn Lynch.
That dude.
He is hilarious.
Not only is he hilarious, he's a good, kind, sweet
Oh,
person.
yes.
That will rip you in half without a second thought if he has to. Oh my god. I mean, there is no
Yeah.
more. There's a reason he is beast mode. It is really a different gear. But like, did you watch Murderville?
So I'm halfway through that episode.
So good.
But I watched
then-
all of the Conan episode I watched.
Oh
it
my
was
God.
awesome.
But he was on Conan's podcast.
Marshawn Lynch was
Yeah.
on
And they did like a live
The-
football
the-
themed one
the first
too.
time or the second time?
No, just like a few
Oh,
weeks ago.
the podcast.
It dropped after the Super
Because-
Bowl on Conan's podcast. Conan doesn't do a show anymore.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
seeing Marshawn Lynch on his show.
But like, what
But
that
I
dude
haven't heard him on the
does for
podcast yet.
charity, he never forgets where he came. Like,
Oh,
he's
hell,
so
yeah.
fucking cool.
He
Jimmy
gives out
Graham.
so much back to
Yeah,
Oakland.
Jimmy Graham's another one.
Jimmy Graham does a lot.
Foster kid.
Really? Do you know he plays with the Bears right now?
Isn't that weird?
Dude,
Dude,
the guy had 9 touchdowns this past season.
Well, that's because the only quarterback that knows how to use him was Drew Brees. He couldn't do anything else. Like him and Drew Brees had a connection. Drew Brees knew where to put him, how to play him. No one else can figure that out.
Everybody else
man.
just puts him in the
Shut-
end
like,
zone and
no
says,
one
you know,
can- like-
go post up like a basketball
And he
player.
can do that because that's what he was. But
Yeah.
he's got like, or they'll try and use him as a blocking tight end because he's so big.
Ugh.
The dude didn't play fucking football till his junior year in college.
No, the guy doesn't know how to push people around. But
Like,
dude,
he's
that
not
guy,
a
he can
blocker,
run.
but-
He can go and post up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a pilot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a seaplane in
Yeah,
Seattle.
he's
I remember
an
that when he
absolute-
played for the
yeah.
Seahawks.
Yeah, so he's another one just because.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
But yeah, sweet, kind individual.
Mhm.
I
Very
actually heard
good
of somebody that
human being.
I knew somebody that dated him.
Really?
Yeah,
He's
and
a good looking
she
dude
thought
too.
he was,
He's a
he was
good
great,
looking
but
fucking man.
the schedule thing didn't work out. It wasn't a thing where she was like, yeah, I can't have you gone for half a year. So, but man, that's funny. For girls, Allison Brie. I think she's really good.
Oh yeah.
It's still gone. Yeah, I think you were doing this on
Allison
purpose.
Bree's a great one.
Just
She's a
because
weirdo.
She does a lot of. She's a weirdo, but she does a lot of improv.
But she's a weirdo I'd like to be friends with. Like I like her. She's